know that from Fusion IO's perspective, the software portfolio is growing. Is there some news about that? Something that people might want to know. Or what's up with Fusion IO's software portfolio?
Yeah, we're investing heavily on the software so you can harness the performance of Flash and look at it intelligently. I mentioned before that the leading reason why people deploy Flash right now is not just performance, but consistent performance. So we're investing heavily in a quality of service element for the company. I got two examples of that. So one is in our IO Control product. This was an acquisition of an external storage company called NextGen. What we're doing there is taking a look and saying, hey, we want to be able to give the performance of Flash cost effectively across a hybrid storage system, but be able to go and allocate that by volume, by application. So in that case, you can channel or set a QoS so that, for example, your mission-critical SQL database is given some level of guaranteed performance, for example, and that you may be able, in cases where you are tapping out available IOPS, maybe you want to go and direct that to certain applications and be able to have a policy base. This is the first time we're looking at policy-based derivatives of Flash so that you can apply it by application. A second one that's very interesting, I think, is in the VDI space. We're looking at how to intelligently capture write activity and read activity from a desktop that needs to be accelerated but doesn't need to be persistent. This is something we discovered, that in desktops there's actually a fair amount of write activity that is just housekeeping of page swapping between RAM and disk inside of a desktop. All of that activity needs to be accelerated, but it doesn't have to persist to SAN. And so a lot of our software now, we call this IO VDI. This IO VDI intelligent software with something called write vectoring is the idea that we can intelligently direct performance-sensitive IOs into local server-side Flash, but then also integrate with the SAN. And so this is, I think, the next wave. Wave 3 is, we've got server-side and you've got storage-side. Now the next thing is, how do you take software and intelligently make sure that you're integrating between those two? Because at the end of the day, most servers are integrated in some way with with shared storage. So this gives a very interesting way to go and direct the performance and preserve all the benefits of in a VMware environment, vMotion, HA, DRS. So that's going to be our next wave of software development at Fusion IO.